Young leader Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso has a message to the diaspora community. But first, before I show you that video, I want to discuss the news that just came out. Burkina Faso has extended the military rule by 5 years. This is starting July 2nd, 2024. The military government that is run by Ibrahim Traore right now is going to be in the same position for 60 months until they give it to a civilian rule. If you remember, Ibrahim Traore said that, within a year he is going to pass on the leadership role to a civilian government and he is going to have an election basically. But after a discussion that was had, the Burkina Faso military rulers will remain in power for another 5 years after the national talk ended, and they have agreed to extend the transition back to democracy after 60 months. This is a controversial move, of course, but I don't think it's as controversial as we think in Burkina Faso, because clearly the people of Burkina Faso want Ibrahim Traore to lead them. Even though he came into power after a coup d'etat, they seem to still want him to be in that position, because just recently, a week ago, there was a disturbance. A person attacked a guard, and the people of Burkina Faso went out to the streets, as they always do, to make sure that this is not a coup attempt, to make sure that Ibrahim Traore is protected, and this is what they said about it.
Oui, c'est vrai, aux environs de 17h, nous avons entendu des coups, des tirs venant en fait du côté de la présidence. Voilà, donc on a lancé une alerte et immédiatement les gens se sont retrouvés dehors. Voilà, d'habitude ça se passe comme ça, parce qu'avec l'impérialisme, il faut faire beaucoup attention.
Il faut faire la veille citoyenne pour protéger en tout cas nos autorités, afin qu'ils puissent mener à bien leur mission qui est de reconquérir le territoire.
Il faut comprendre, ce n'est pas Ibrahim Traoré nous on soutient. On soutient la nation. Et il s'est porté volontaire pour porter la nation très haut. Et c'est une obligation pour nous de le soutenir. Forcément. Si on le laisse tomber, c'est la nation qui tombe. Donc soutenir Ibrahim Traoré, c'est soutenir la nation.
Nous restons focus. Nous restons focus, personne ne viendra en tout cas déranger notre leader éclairé et ses hommes, et le camarade capitaine Ibrahim Traoré. Et nous sommes là jusqu'au petit matin et ça sera comme ça.
Voilà, c'est l'occasion aussi pour nous de leur faire comprendre que le peuple est mobilisé et le peuple restera toujours mobilisé. Voilà, c'est vrai, nous avons connu les mêmes difficultés en 1987, mais cette fois-ci, c'est l'occasion pour nous et cela ne va jamais passer comme ça.
So clearly, they still want this man to lead them, and we understand why. He has done what he has promised thus far. He's been moving in the right direction. He's a Pan-Africanist. He has been uniting with his neighboring countries. He has showed up. Like, basically, that's pretty much it. And also, if you pay attention to what the people of Burkina Faso are saying, they feel so much regret for what happened to the late Thomas Sankara, and they feel like they have been given a second chance with Ibrahim Traore. They want to protect him at all cost. And seeing that, even though it's quite a controversy outside of Burkina Faso, people are saying, didn't he promise that he's going to leave power and he is going to return it to a civilian rule, and now to extend it for 5 years? You know how the world responds, especially to leaders that they're not happy about, that are not puppets. They are not pleased with it. So that's why I'm saying it's not as controversial, because maybe there's an understanding that if he leaves, if he gives it to a civilian rule now, Burkina Faso is not ready. Maybe the election will be compromised. Maybe there's a risk that they have assessed. So, as I always say, if the people on the ground are liking it, we love it for them. And that's what the Burkina Faso people are saying, that they're very happy with this leadership right now, even though it's a military leadership. So with that being said, this is what President Ibrahim Traore said to a delegation from the African Diaspora Development Institute.
I am moved and very happy to see you here in Burkina Faso. Since the SNC events, it is more than a pleasure that you chose to come here to Burkina.
Que vous ayez choisi de venir ici au Burkina. On vous a sûrement dit que c'est un pays.
They surely told you that it is an unvisitable country, they told you that it's death here, it's war, there is only negative things, and Burkina is called black. That here, only blood and weapons flow, that's what is said elsewhere.
Que le sang, les armes, c'est ce qui se dit ailleurs. Dieu merci, vous êtes bien arrivés.
Thank God you arrived safely, you were able to be in Bobo Dioulasso, you've lived with us, our culture is what binds us Africans.
Nous, Africains, vous avez pu communier avec beaucoup d'autres nationalités qui sont venues.
You were able to commune with many other nationalities who came to celebrate with us. Everything went very well. Now you are in Ouagadougou, and I hope that you are very well received, very well housed, and that you managed to commune with your brothers here. This is an important message that you are sending to everyone, and now you will be the ambassadors of this message when you are at home. That Burkina is very friendly. We live in Burkina Faso. What they want to make people believe is not Burkina. This is what they draw to get people to flee Burkina, and they depict all of Africa like that. For them, Africa is misery. Africa is famine. Africa is war, but it's them who are responsible for this war. We need to unite, but they have always been there to divide us, to be able to reign on us through slavery. Our ancestors experienced it, and until today, we have it fed up in our flesh, but it continues. Our great people were deported, tortured, and again when they had their war, we supported them, but they paid us in monkey money. Others were killed when they tried to stake their claim. Several of them died in their village as a result of the war. Never recognized the work of the African. Our mission is first of all to awaken Africa and do better, so that you from the diaspora can make people understand what Africa is. When I see you, united in this association, I feel even more proud because that's all we are asking for today. Our fight is to be able to unite, because united we are strong, divide we are weak. They have always worked to divide us, so I urge you to spread the message so that Africa can unite it. We have been lucky or unlucky enough to live through war for several years, and at some point, we had to say enough is enough, that we are fed up. We have taken our responsibilities and we realize today more than ever that we were right to take our responsibilities. Because these armies that were installed here were never able at any time to monitor our territory, to see the terrorists who came to kill us and leave with all the means they had when we asked them to leave. Today, we were able to acquire an array of means that allow us to wage our war and ward off the threat, and contain it. I would say, we were able to equip our forces and replenish our armies. They don't necessarily like it, and they will create other schemes, but we are here and we will stand.